Buckle up, everybody, because today we're diving deep into some seriously intense military tech coming out of China.
Ooh, yeah, this one is a big one.
It really is. We're talking hypersonic missiles, folks, specifically
Yeah.
a new air-to-air missile that China appears to have developed. And let me tell you, it's making waves.
Causing a stir, to say the least.
Big time. We've got some excerpts from this article, pasted text, and they lay out some pretty mind-blowing details about this thing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things that has everyone in defense circles kind of like sitting up and taking notice.
Rightfully so. So to set the stage right off the bat, this isn't just like some theoretical concept that's floating around in a lab somewhere.
No.
This thing is real deal.
Yeah, Chinese researchers have come out and actually confirmed its existence.
Wow.
And it's been reported on by the South China Morning Post, which, is a fairly reputable news outlet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what are we dealing with here? What exactly makes this missile so different from what's already out there?
Well, one of the big things is this thing has apparently already gone through some pretty rigorous testing.
Okay.
They've done high temperature resistance tests in a specialized wind tunnel.
Wow.
Which means it can withstand the crazy intense heat that gets generated when you're traveling at hypersonic speeds.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge engineering challenge right there.
Absolutely.
Just dealing with that kind of heat.
And then on top of that, it's got an estimated range of over 1,000 kilometers.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. That's a big jump.
Yeah, that's way more than any existing Chinese air-to-air missile that we know of.
So that means it could potentially engage targets much farther out.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of implications does that have for, a potential conflict?
Well, I mean, think about it. This gives Chinese fighter jets a massive tactical advantage right off the bat.
Yeah.
They can start engaging enemy aircraft way before they even come close.
And then there's the whole hypersonic speed aspect,
Yeah.
which the article mentions Mach 5, which for those of you who aren't familiar with your Mach numbers, that's 5 times the speed of sound.
That's incredibly fast.
So, I mean, break it down for me. Why is hypersonic speed such a big deal in missile technology?
So at those kinds of speeds, you're not just talking about going fast in a straight line.
Right.
These missiles can maneuver in ways that are practically impossible to predict.
Oh, wow.
Which means that traditional radar systems, they have a really, really hard time locking onto something like that.
I bet.
And for existing defense systems, forget about it.
It's like trying to hit a hummingbird on a sugar rush.
Pretty much, yeah. It's incredibly difficult to intercept something moving that fast and changing direction so erratically.
Yeah, no wonder people are starting to get really worried about how vulnerable this makes even our most advanced aircraft.
Exactly. I mean, you've got the B-21 Raider, right? The U.S. is so proud of its stealth capabilities.
Yeah, it's supposed to be practically invisible to radar.
Exactly. But against a hypersonic missile that's got advanced tracking tech, well, that stealth advantage might not count for much anymore.
Makes you think about what countermeasures they could even come up with.
It's a whole new ballgame.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this has got to have the U.S. scrambling to accelerate its own hypersonic weapons programs, right?
Well, you'd think so. But the problem is these systems are insanely complex.
I bet.
And there are a ton of technical challenges that still need to be figured out. Not to mention the strategic considerations that come with hypersonic weapons.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole other can of worms.
Exactly.
Speaking of pushing boundaries, though, there was this one detail in the article that I just found wild.
Yeah.
They said the wind tunnel China used to test this missile is the same one they used to simulate the Mars landing.
I know, right?
And apparently running this thing is ridiculously expensive because of all the energy it uses.
It just shows you how much they're prioritizing this tech. They're not cutting any corners.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So the article also mentioned that the most likely candidates for actually carrying this missile are the J-20 and the J-16 fighter jets.
Right.
For those of us who might not be fighter jet aficionados, can you break down the key differences between those two?
Sure. So the J-20 is China's top-of-the-line fifth-generation stealth fighter.
Okay.
It's built for long-range missions and surprise attacks, using its stealth to sneak past enemy defenses.
So kind of a surgical strike kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, the J-16, on the other hand, that's more of a workhorse.
Okay.
It's not stealthy, but it's versatile and it can carry a much heavier payload.
So depending on the mission, they've got options.
Exactly. They can choose the right tool for the job.
Okay, so where does all this leave us? What's the big takeaway here?
I mean, this whole thing adds a whole new level of complexity to the U.S.-China relationship.
Yeah, no kidding.
Which is already pretty tense as it is. And it really raises some serious questions about what the future of air warfare is going to look like.
Yeah, if this kind of technology becomes widespread, it's going to completely change the game.
Absolutely. I mean, it could force every country to rethink their entire approach to air defense.
So just to kind of recap here, we've got China developing this hypersonic air-to-air missile. It's got this extended range that's way beyond anything we've seen before, and the ability to basically dance around current defense systems.
It's a game changer.
And it has the potential to, really shift the balance of power.
Absolutely.
Make everyone rethink how they approach air warfare.
It makes you wonder, if we live in a world where these hypersonic weapons become the norm,
Right.
how are countries going to adapt to make sure things don't spiral out of control?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is.
Well, everyone, lots to think about there.
Lots to ponder.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of hypersonic weapons. And keep those questions coming, because we will be tackling more of these tough topics in the future.
Absolutely.
We'll get you next time.
See ya.